I'll jump in with a demo because we're doing a lot of visual stuff right now on our demos. So I have been working on color palettes, and last week I showed off this nice new editor page where we can edit and add new custom palettes. And this past week I have been working on bringing these color palettes into the Viz editor. And so just to remind you, we have two palettes here right now, two custom ones. We have this hot dog and this free palette that are our two customs. And when I come in here to my Viz and I bring up my color, it's right now just the default blues color palette, but now my custom ones are going to show up at the top, and I can apply those to my Viz just as you would expect, like any other palette. And then I'll show this as well for a non-continuous color. So here's brand. And you can see these are not continuous, and so my hot dog shows up, right? So it distinguishes between which custom palettes to show in the popover based on what type of palette it is, which again comes from here, right? Because we have discrete and continuous palettes. If I have applied my hot dog palette here, I go in and I edit my hot dog, and let's remove a bunch of these colors. Now it's just a very burnt hot dog. Let's reload, and it's going to pick up my update to that hot dog color palette. Then let's save my workbook because I've applied my new color palettes to it. And this goes back to my shout out for Corey earlier today, which is he was helping me with the scheduler and the renderer specifically around downloads. So I can download individual tiles with these custom palettes applied. And then I can also download the whole dashboard with all the palettes applied. So that's about it. Color palettes are coming along pretty well, and I'll wrap there.
Hey, not to put you on the spot, but can you just explain the difference between editing a color palette and changing the default and what the behavior will be?
Yeah, so just to clarify, that functionality is in the default, like setting a default color palette is not actually implemented yet. But when you have a color palette applied, a custom palette applied, and you edit it, it will go and update those colors on all Viz that are applying that custom palette. If you have a default palette that is set and being used on a bunch of Viz, and you go and change that default palette to something else. So for example, I change from blues to greens as my default. It will not update anything that has the old default. So if you build a new chart, it'll apply the default. If you change the default, that chart will not change. And then the last piece is if you have a default palette applied and that palette gets deleted for some reason, you will just go to the new default.
Thanks.
And just to be clear, not launched yet. That's just all internal facing.
Yeah, this is all internal behind a feature flag. The last big milestone is the setting of defaults and applying of defaults.
Would we ever let someone have that feature flag when they inevitably ask us on Tuesday?
I think right now is probably a good time to be able to start turning it on for people.
Okay.
So
yeah, for people that watch the full video, they got a little present here.
Yeah, so let's if they ask, we can make that game time decision.
Cool. Thank you.
Just for clarity, so the last step, Gustav, does that mean it's like more of like a global palette for a company?
Yeah, exactly. So the last step is marking something as default, and any new Viz they make will apply that default instead of our omnis or our blues, which are the current defaults.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, people care a lot about that. Yeah, they're gonna love this. Thank you.